Okay, what's next?
Cross-section of the spinal cord model.
Okay. Here's the cross-section of the spinal cord model. Everybody's had this in lecture so far, right? Okay, which makes this a little bit easier. Does everybody see that this part right here is enlarged compared to this right here? Okay, so this right here is the what? Dorsal root ganglion, and it passes through, or it's in the dorsal root. Everybody agree with that? That means this side is the back side, or the dorsal part. This is the ventral side, correct? Okay. So let's look at our gray matter. Everybody knows our gray matter is shaped like a butterfly in the very center of the spinal cord. So gray matter is divided into horns. Good. So these up here, since they're on the dorsal side, they're called the dorsal horns. These would be the ventral horns. And these little blip things right here are the lateral horns. Good. Okay, then you have your white matter. The white matter surrounds the gray matter, or it surrounds the butterfly, correct? Okay, this part of it up here, that'll be on the back side, is the posterior column or dorsal column, either one. This one here is the anterior or ventral columns, and the ones on the side here are the lateral columns. Good. Okay, then you have your central canal. The central canal is the hole right here in the middle of the gray matter. When we talk about your cerebrospinal fluid on Thursday, we're going to learn that cerebrospinal fluid is made in the brain and the ventricles. It travels down the central canal, and then it's going to come back up through these meningeal layers, and it goes in the outside part of your brain. You know, and then it goes back into your bloodstream. What's next? The dorsal root. Here's the dorsal root here. This would be the ventral root. This is the dorsal root ganglion, enlarged there. Where they come together, it makes a very short spinal nerve. Do you remember us talking about your spinal nerve? We said that. We talk about our spinal nerve, say what's information in them, blah, blah, blah. You think they're really big. It's actually very small because it's almost immediately going to branch into the rami. So this ramus here that is going to branch and come to the back side is the dorsal ramus, while this one that goes to the front is the ventral ramus. Are the meningeal layers next?
Dura matter, arachnoid matter, pia matter, epidural matter.
Dura mater, arachnoid mater, and pia mater are all meningeal layers. So the question in your test will be, name the meningeal layer. Dura mater is the most durable. It's on the outside. See this blue right here? That's it. Your meninges, by the way, they cover your brain and spinal cord. That's their job. Y'all have heard of meningitis before? Okay, that's inflammation of the meninges. That's why you can't hardly move your head, you know, if you have it, because the coverings, are inflamed and everything, are real sore. Okay, so this blue right here is the dura mater. This gray makes a line right around here, right around here, right around here.
Beneath.
That's the arachnoid mater. And then the pia mater directly touches the brain and the spinal cord. So it's going to be right here. Okay, people all the time say, here's the pia mater. Remember, the pia mater is going to be on the side. This right here is like a cut through you, right? Okay, so all of this right here would be the spinal cord. When you cut it, the pia mater is going to be only on this side right here, not up here on the top part, right? Okay. Then you want to know your spaces. If you look at the names of the spaces and look at your meningeal layers, the names of your meningeal layers, you kind of get them. Epi means outside or above, right? Okay, so this right here is your dura mater. Epidural space is going to be outside of it. So this is going to be the epidural space here. That's where they put epidurals. My sister said they don't do epidurals anymore. They do subdurals.
I don't know what they do. They don't do it.
But they don't tell anybody. They don't tell anybody because nobody knows the difference. Okay, subdural space is going to be what? Underneath the dura mater. So it's actually, if you have this model, you can barely fit your fingernail in a groove between this blue and gray. You remember the blue is the dura mater, the gray is the arachnoid mater. So it's a very small shape there. It'd be your subdural space. You have your gray here, which is the arachnoid mater. And then you have this inch around the spinal cord that has arachnoid mater and cerebrospinal fluid in it. And that is your subarachnoid space. So this inch here is your subarachnoid space. Okay, and then of course you've got your pia mater. There is no sub-pia space or anything because your pia mater directly touches the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, that's everything on this model, right?